Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to Love Decanters channel. So a couple of weeks ago I did a short video and it was with this barrel shaped decanter, and I said I didn't know who it was by. It was very nice quality and I kind of gave it very vague dates. I said 1880 to 1940. And someone asked me, how did I know that? That is a very good question. Very good question indeed. So, I've been having to think about it, and I did respond at the time because I said you need to look at material, technique, and style. Those are the three I can think of. I'm sure someone's going to tell me other things, but that's what popped into my head. And so I thought I'll put this on the table over here, break it down, show you why I think that, and yeah, just do a little short video about this one, and because I've done one on dating older glass, and thought, yeah, do something. It's not modern, but it's not, you know, it is antique, really. So, but only just. So let's get on and have a closer look at this decanter and have a chat about it, etc. Okay. So here we are with the decanter, and it's shaped like a barrel. It's been cut to match, having planks and the metal, I think these are called staves, the rings that go around a barrel, and it's also got similar ones on the stopper. Now, so this is a really stylish quality thing, but it does have some issues, okay, which makes me think maybe it's not 20th century, which is why, because overall it looks, you know, interwar, but I'm not certain of that, and that's why I've got such a wide date on it, and I will show you why I can't pin it more tightly. So if we look at the material first, okay, there are some well, not problems, but if you look here, can you see that black mark? That is inside the glass. In fact, I can feel it. So I've been told that might be a bit of scale off the inside of the blowpipe. Might also be a bit of rubbish from somewhere else. It also has somewhere there. Don't know if that's going to pop up there. So you see that white spot there? Yeah, that's inside the glass as well, and it's got a couple of other little bits here and there. So it's also got some molten sand in there, so yeah, there's quality issues with the glass, yeah, and that makes me feel, you know, it's got several bits in it, yeah, more than I would see sort of like on Stuart Crystal. Yeah, I wouldn't see any of that, I don't think, or not as much as I'm seeing here. Also, the wear on the base, it's not massively severe, but yeah, there is plenty of it. So and the base is completely polished flat, okay. But there is something else here as well. The stopper has a number 7 on it. It fits exactly. Yeah, and it is cut to match. But there is no 7 on here. I would expect to see the 7 either on the lip here, or on the neck here, or underneath the neck. Potentially on the bottom, but not usually. Normally it'd be somewhere near where the stopper's going in. And it's not there. But what I have seen is this top here has been repolished at some point, and there is some wear just here, just inside, as the pouring lip starts to dip into the neck, and then it stops abruptly on the top here. And this top, I don't know if I can get it to sparkle right. You can see here there's a dip in it there, and there's also a bit of it's got slightly different textures and angles on it. Now, when they polish this base, and I look at it, there's none of that. It's completely polished on a flat turning disc, okay? And also the top of this stopper done the same way. So they had a flat turning disc when they made it to make it completely, if they were going to do that, but this was not done that way. So this has been repolished at some point, so it must have had a lot of scuffing. And if you look at the base of the stopper here, you can see, yeah, there's been a lot of contact between this edge here and the top of this decanter as it's gone in. So someone has gone to the trouble of repolishing the top of this. So yeah, it looks like it should be post World War One, but when you look at the detail, the absolute detail of it, it doesn't look like that. The number 7, yeah, by the time as you go back in time, you see less and less of these numbers, and it kind of, one, it's done in an English way, so I think it's English, where they just basically do a basic number. In the continental ones, you'd have seen a continental 7, and the little line through it, but that's just a basic 7, and it doesn't have any of the Victorian bits on it, but they didn't really do that, they just did them. So it's, I don't think it's earlier than 1880, but I think it might be Victorian, apart from when you go to style, it feels later. So either it's someone that they could make a thing that does look nice, okay, and it is decent quality the way it's made, but the glass is not as good as it could be. So yeah, it's got little things about it. And also, the fact that it's got bits of white in it implies that the glass wasn't superheated. So, in the 1880s, they had a process. I think it was a German process where they superheated the glass, and it would make any bubbles in it. It would make it very liquid. Any bubbles in it would rise to the top and pop out. And also, if there was any frit in there, any bits of sand still left, that would melt down. Any bits of anything, any bits of iron or junk or anything would sink to the bottom of the glass pot. So it was just so they would superheat it to the point where you can't really use it to blow with, and then they would cool it and then start to use it after all the impurities are basically blown out. So either sunk to the bottom or melted down or whatever. So it feels like maybe it hasn't gone through that process because of these little bits. So yeah, the style and the materials are kind of slightly contradictory. Now, it might be that the person that made it, or the company that made it, wasn't doing any of those things ever. So they could have carried on doing the sort of like earlier Victorian way right into the 20th century and made this. On the other hand, it could be made by, this is where knowing who made it makes a difference, because if it was Stuart Crystal, it would be early, because looking at almost your crystal decanters, etc., you don't see this much muck in them. But anyway, so yeah, it is a really difficult thing to pin down when you don't know, and you then get slightly contradictory messages from the way it looks and the material it's made out of. I did a short, I had 1 minute, and I've been talking non-stop for ages about it, but it is a really nice stylish thing because it's made to look like a barrel in detail. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. So there you have it. Why glass can be so difficult, really, to if you don't know or haven't identified the exact maker and pattern, etc. Most of it is not marked, you know, and it's not like pottery where a lot of it is marked, and then there's different kinds of materials. Glass is just glass, and then there's slight variations in that. Whereas with pottery, you've got different materials that are made in different areas. Clays are different. Lots of things are more easily recognizable, as well as all the other stuff that you have with glass. But with glass, it's mainly just glass everywhere. And yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, there are some variations, but even then it's not always immediate, obviously, until you get it in your hands. And then you have to, you know, I was trying to show you the minutiae of looking at it, and yeah, it does, and even then you don't know, not always. So, because you can get, as I was trying to say, why I gave that wide date, because some of the material side is pulling me back to Victorian era, and the look and feel of it, the style is pushing me forward into the 20th century. So that's why those dates are sort of like given like a 60-year date ban for that decanter. It's a very nice decanter though. And yeah, probably for whiskey, because, you know, whiskey barrel. But then wine and port comes in barrels too. Yeah, no, forget that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I didn't use any references. I just blabbed on about glass because it's my favourite subject. And so with that said, please remember to like and subscribe. Have a very Merry Christmas. I've got my Christmas jumper on just for this. And yeah, thank you for watching. Good night.